A major airbase erased before sunrise. Aircraft destroyed on the ground. No recovery window. This is Skyfall Warfare documenting precision annihilation. 02:29 local time, exactly. First cruise missile inbound detected. Kalibr launched from naval platform. Target coordinates locked on radar installation. Base air defense activating emergency protocols. Operators scrambling to intercept stations. 37 seconds until first impact. Ground crews unaware of incoming threat. Aircraft parked in standard deployment pattern. Fuel trucks positioned near active hangars. Maintenance teams working overnight shift routinely. Command center tracking missile approach now. Warning sirens beginning to sound across. Personnel moving toward hardened shelters immediately. Fighter pilots running toward alert aircraft. Scramble order issued, but time insufficient. 02:14:37. First impact confirmed precisely. Kalibr strikes primary radar installation directly. Surveillance capability eliminated in single explosion. Radar dish collapsing from mounting structure. Control room destroyed with operators inside. Backup radar systems assuming tracking responsibility. Detection range immediately reduced by half. Early warning time compressed to dangerous minimum. Second missile already inbound undetected initially. Base now partially blind to threats. Skyfall Warfare tracks every second of collapse. Air 02:15 12-second missile approaching from different vector. Cruise missile targeting air traffic control. Guidance system locked on tower structure. Defensive systems struggling without primary radar. Limited tracking data degrading intercept probability. Tower personnel evacuating down emergency stairs. Aircraft on taxiways frozen without clearance. Pilots uncertain whether to continue or abort. Communication networks fragmenting under confusion rapidly. 02:15:48. Control tower takes direct hit. Structure collapsing from upper floors downward. Communications severed across entire base instantly. Pilots lose all coordination with command. Ground crews operating without central direction. Chaos replacing organized emergency response immediately. Third and fourth missiles inbound simultaneously. Defensive fire scattering without proper coordination. Some interceptors launching at wrong targets. Others held back from unclear engagement. What caused the most systematic destruction here? A radar elimination. B. Command disruption. C. Simultaneous strikes. Comment your assessment below. 02:16:23. Two missiles strike runway infrastructure. First impact cratering primary runway centerline. Concrete debris ejecting across taxiway adjacent. Second missile hitting secondary runway threshold precisely. Penetration warhead detonating below surface layer. Underground fuel lines rupturing from shockwave. Jet fuel flooding into crater immediately. Ignition creating massive fireball at impact. Runway operations completely impossible now confirmed. Aircraft trapped on ground without escape. Pilots abandoning scramble attempts in cockpits. Ground crews directing personnel away from. Fifth missile targeting fuel depot main facility. 02:17:04. Fuel depot struck by Kalibr. Primary storage tanks punctured by warhead. Thousands of liters igniting instantaneously together. Fireball rising 200 meters into heat wave felt across entire base. Secondary tanks detonating from thermal exposure. Fuel infrastructure completely compromised within seconds. Black smoke obscuring visual identification attempts. Thermal signatures overwhelming infrared tracking systems. Fire suppression equipment inadequate for this. Emergency services unable to approach, safely burning. Strategic fuel reserves eliminated as operational asset. Sixth missile approaching hangar complex area. 02:17:39. Hangar 1 takes direct hit. Roof collapsing onto 6 fighters inside. Aircraft crushed by structural steel beams. Fuel tanks rupturing from falling debris. Fires starting in multiple locations simultaneously. Pilots nearby running from secondary explosions. Maintenance equipment destroyed in hangar collapse. Millions in aircraft written off instantly. 7th missile targeting adjacent hangar 2. Air 2-1811. Hangar 2 penetrated by missile. 4 aircraft destroyed before potential scramble. Guided munitions stored inside detonating sympathetically. Chain reaction of explosions through structure. Walls blowing outward from internal pressure. Personnel casualties mounting from this strike. Ground crews caught between hangars during. Emergency medical teams overwhelmed by casualty. New strike wave confirmed. More launches detected from distant positions. Skyfall Warfare documents the time-lapse of 8th and 9th missiles inbound to 02-1847, Hangar 3 and 4 struck. 8 additional aircraft eliminated on ground. Total fighter losses reaching 18 now. Tactical aviation capability catastrophically degraded in. Maintenance facilities adjacent to hangars destroyed. Specialized repair equipment irreplaceable for months. Technical expertise killed or wounded extensively. Reconstitution timeline measured in years potentially. Base losing its entire purpose systematically. 10th Missile Targeting Operations Center Bunker. UOS 2-19-28 Operations Bunker receives direct impact. Hardened facility survives but entries collapsed. Personnel trapped inside without external communication. Backup command post assuming authority immediately, but coordination already impossible without networks. Commanders isolated from battlefield awareness completely. Orders cannot reach subordinate units effectively. Decentralized chaos replacing centralized command structure. Individual units acting on last instructions. The systematic destruction of an airbase follows a precise sequence where initial sensor elimination creates tracking gaps that enable command disruption, which then allows infrastructure targeting that traps assets and eliminates reconstitution capability. 11th missile approaching ammunition bunkers area. 02-2003 ammunition storage struck directly. Underground bunker penetrated by warhead design. Munitions detonating in catastrophic explosion sequence. Blast crater forming 50 meters diameter. Shockwave damaging structures 300 meters. Ground shaking felt kilometers from base. Mushroom cloud rising from ammunition cook-off. Secondary explosions continuing for next hour. Ordnance scattered across base from blast. Unexploded munitions creating hazard everywhere now. Which system failure proved most catastrophic? A radar network. B. Communications infrastructure. C. Runway destruction. Think about cascade effects carefully here. 02-2041 12th Missile Targeting Maintenance Complex. Specialized repair facility destroyed completely now. Machine tools and equipment catastrophically damaged. Parts inventory burned in resulting fires. Technical diagrams and documentation lost entirely. Institutional knowledge walking out with survivors. Years of operational experience eliminated overnight. Aircraft maintenance capability removed from calculations. Remaining fighters elsewhere lacking support infrastructure. Strategic aviation reduced even beyond base. 13th missile approaching fuel truck park. UOS 2-2119. Fuel trucks detonating in sequence. Mobile refueling capability eliminated across base. Aircraft elsewhere lacking refueling support now. Ground equipment losing fuel supply access. Generators running on reserve tanks only. Electrical backup systems hours from failure. Base infrastructure approaching total collapse systematically. 14th and 15th missiles targeting barracks. 02-21 2 personnel facilities struck by missiles. Casualties mounting among off-duty personnel inside. Medical facilities overwhelmed beyond capacity instantly. Triage happening in open areas away. Wounded transported to civilian hospitals urgently. personnel losses affecting operational capability significantly. Experienced crews killed or critically wounded. Replacement training timeline measured in years. Human capital loss exceeding equipment damage. Is air defense collapse inevitable during saturation? Comment Y or N with your O2-2218 16th Missile Strikes base entrance. Main gate security post destroyed completely. Access road cratered preventing vehicle movement. Emergency services blocked from entering base. Fire trucks trapped outside burning facility. Ambulances unable to reach wounded personnel. Evacuation routes compromised by strike timing. Personnel trapped inside base with fires. Smoke inhalation becoming serious threat now. 17th and final missile approaching now. Aero-2-2256. Final strike hits command bunker. Already damaged facility receiving second impact. Entrance completely sealed by rubble now. Personnel inside confirmed trapped but alive. Communication impossible with buried command staff. Authority transferred to distant alternate facility. Base command structure completely eliminated tonight. Leadership continuity broken beyond immediate repair. 12 minutes from first radar hit. Airbase neutralized as operational military asset. Skyfall Warfare documented every impact second. Damage assessment beginning despite ongoing fires. Reconnaissance satellites redirecting for imagery collection. Analysts compiling losses against target lists. 18 fighters confirmed destroyed on ground. 6 hangars collapsed or critically damaged. Both runways cratered in multiple locations. Fuel infrastructure total loss with fires. Ammunition bunkers penetrated and detonated completely. Operations center isolated and command disrupted. Maintenance capability eliminated for extended period. Personnel casualties exceeding 100 preliminary. Equipment losses surpassing $600 million. Recovery timeline varies by facility type. Runways potentially repairable within weeks, possibly. Hangars require months of reconstruction effort. Fuel systems need complete replacement infrastructure. Ammunition storage rebuild takes years typically. Aircraft replacement depends on production capacity. Personnel reconstitution requires extensive training programs. Base operational capability lost for minimum. If you follow airbase vulnerability and PrecisionStrike warfare, then type Skyfall. TUS 2634, final secondary explosion from ammunition. 4 additional minutes of cook-off detonations. Base completely silent except fire crackling. Smoke visible from 30 kilometers away. Thermal signature detectable from space-based sensors. Damage scale exceeding worst-case planning scenarios. Pre-strike planning clearly incorporated detailed intelligence. Target sequence optimized for Cascade failure. Timing calculated to maximize personnel exposure. Missile allocation match hardening levels. This was not random bombardment tactics. Precision strike doctrine executed with perfection. Modern air bases vulnerable despite hardening efforts. Concentration of assets creates lucrative targets. Dispersal reduces efficiency but increases survivability. Strategic calculation shifting after this demonstration. Post-strike analysis revealing systematic vulnerabilities exposed. Radar elimination enabled everything that followed. Command disruption prevented coordinated response entirely. Runway destruction trapped remaining mobile assets. Fuel elimination prevented any reconstitution attempts. Ammunition loss removed offensive capability completely. Maintenance destruction extended recovery timeline indefinitely. Personnel casualties degraded institutional knowledge permanently. Each strike built upon previous damage. Cascade failure propagated through entire facility. Individual systems resilient but network fragile. Base designed for conventional threat environment. Precision missile saturation exceeded design parameters. Modern warfare tempo overwhelming Cold War. What breaks next in modern air warfare? Comment your prediction below right now. Defense quiz answer is a radar. Radar network elimination first proved most. Without sensors, defensive fire became random. Interceptors launched at wrong targets, or command lost situational awareness from start. Everything after radar loss was consequence. Modern military depends on information architecture. Sensor networks are single-point failures, hardening individual assets insufficient without tracking. Network resilience matters more than platform. Can airbase operations continue after this? Not from this facility for months. Alternative bases assume mission immediately, but geographic positioning may compromise mission effectiveness. Flight times increase, reducing sortie rates. Logistics chains extended beyond efficient capacity. Maintenance concentrated at fewer locations now. Target lucrativeness increased at remaining bases. Strategic calculus deteriorating with each loss. Is escalation now unavoidable after demonstration? This strike proved ability to neutralize. Opponent must respond to restore deterrence. Counter strikes against launch platforms likely next. Strategic targets previously protected now vulnerable. Tit-for-tat exchange accelerating beyond control. What target is next logically here? Launch platforms including ships or bases. Strategic ammunition depots supplying missile inventory. Command centers coordinating strike operations currently. Transportation infrastructure enabling missile deployment systems. Escalation ladder climbing one rung higher. Subscribe to Skyfall Warfare when the missiles fall, air defenses break. Skyfall.